Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you that Social Security is a math problem. It's really not a political problem. Of course, there's a lot of issues and nuance that go along with it, but in true reality, it always comes down to math. Y'all know my mantra. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I'm not going to bring up Doge. I'm not going to bring up undocumented workers receiving Social Security. I'm not going to bring up all the other nuances that's been in the news for the past month, year or so since the election. Those things just exacerbated the problem. Math is the only thing that you need to look at. It's not about your feelings. It's not about your heartstrings. It's not about what other people did. It's not about what you did. It literally comes down to math. And in this video, you'll see where the problem is, and then you can come to your own conclusions, trying to give you the simple math of why what we thought was a safety net program at the original onset of it was never really set up to do the things that it was meant to do. That being said, let's get into the process. Let's get into the math. First up, quick history lesson. The original purpose for the Social Security Act, which started in 1935, it was to provide a safety net program for unemployment, the elderly, and to provide benefits for retirees, especially coming out of the Great Recession. It was to alleviate poverty, especially when people got to the older ages of 65, so they could have some sort of income. But a key word there is avoid them falling into poverty after they could not physically work anymore. One of the issues I see with that, just coming off the bat, right now in 2025, average Social Security payment per month is $2,000. That's the only income you have, especially as an elderly person. You're already in poverty. So the Social Security Act of 1935 didn't even meet that mandate. I don't think Social Security had met the poverty mandate in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, especially now where we got hyperinflation. So understand, average payment for Social Security right now on a monthly basis is $2,000. So that's $24,000 per year, which is well below, as you can see from this diagram here, well below the poverty level. And then I know there's going to be people out there to say, oh, well, people shouldn't 100% depend just on Social Security. I agree. But there are people that the only income they have, because just where they chose to work, if their company had pension plans or not, that is the only amount of money that they have coming in. Now, we can go out there and argue on whose fault it is, but we're not pointing the finger at the people. We're just going to give the pure born facts of how the math doesn't work with the original plan of the Social Security Act. Next issue is how Social Security is funded. Social Security is funded by the working class in the United States, meaning people that receives W-2 income. So the people that get paid under the table, people that get paid tips, people that get paid some commissions, not all, people that's doing nefarious things, none of those people are contributing to the Social Security system. The Social Security system takes 6.2% of your paycheck that worked W-2, and then they add it to the Social Security program or the Social Security system. And your employer matches 6.2%. According to their formula, if you work over a 45-year period from age 20 to age 65, that should be enough to cover you in your retirement years once you hit 62, 63, on until you pass away. Again, we already said, for the most part, only W-2 employed workers are paying into Social Security. But all the people that pay into Social Security is minuscule to the people that benefit from the programs of Social Security. I'm not blaming none of these different people that I'm about to point out. I'm just talking about the math and explaining the yin and the yang of why it doesn't add up. They're paying a monthly payment to disabled people. Some people are disabled from birth, so they put no money into the system. Some people work under the table, or they maybe work 3 to 5 years and then they became disabled. They receive benefit. People who work at a lower paying job that put less amount in, if the person that they married made more, they can step up in basis based off the income that they provided. So remember, the formula is I work, I put in 6.2%, the employer matches my 6.2%, so that's 12.4% for me personally to receive a check. Now, if somebody else, worked a lower paying job, but they can get a step up in basis to my income. Or if you've been married to somebody for 10 years, then you get a divorce and that was the last person you married, then you can get a step up in basis. So somebody who put less money in the system can get more money out of the system. People that didn't put money in the system can receive money out of the system. And then you also got the death benefit program of it. So just to give an example, and this is just based off of 2022 numbers, there is 7.5 million people that receive SSI benefits. So that's people that's unable to work that is receiving benefits, taking money out of the Social Security system. Over 1 million of the 7.5 is people that's under the age of 18. So for that million, most of these people that fit into this realm never put money into the system. So this is not a Republican, Democrat thing. This is a math thing that nobody actually really did the math when they came up with the ideal of putting all this together. Let's just pull up a simple calculator and let's just do the math. Let's say the average wage is $50,000 a year. Say they work 45 years straight from the age 20 to the age 65. Now, if you take out 6.2 or 12.4, because we're going to add the employer's match in there, that is $6,200 a year that goes into Social Security. I hope everybody already see the math where it's not mathing already. $6,200 a year is going into Social Security for each individual person who averaged $50,000 a year. Now let's times that by 45 years, because like I said, we're going to say they did this over a long period of time. The grand total of that is $279,000. Sounds like a lot of money. But now let's break it down. The average Social Security payment as of 2025 is $2,000 a month. So we're going to take this and divide it by $2,000 a month. That comes out to 139 payments. We're going to round it up. 140 payments of $2,000 based off the $279 that me and my employer put in. Now we're going to divide that by 12 because it's 12 months in a year. That comes out to 11.62 years. And we can say it's 12. So if I collected Social Security at 65, 12 years from 65 is the age of 77. So now we know that anybody that's living past the age of 77, they have ran past the money that them and their employer put into the Social Security system. I know there's people that's going to go out there and say, well, Social Security is bought in T-bills and they give us a little interest on that. Yeah, true. Let's just stick to simple math here. So anybody over the age of 77 has exhausted the amount of money that they put into Social Security. Then we got to think about the 7.5 million people that's on SSI. Then we got to think about all of the other people who got a step up in basis where they didn't make $50,000 a year. Let's say they made $20,000 a year, $25,000 a year, and then their spouse made $50,000 a year, and they get a step up in basis to $2,000. So that's less money put in the system, but more money coming out of it. You got to think about death benefits that come out of there. But the key element is it wasn't more money going in so people could take more money out. That is where the problem lies. So when you hear about the Social Security system is running out of money, this is what they mean. It's more money coming out of the system that's going into the system. You can hear people saying, oh, it's because the government spent the money. No, what happens is the Social Security money goes in, the U.S. take out debt, the Social Security system, with the money that they don't have to allocate that year, they buy the U.S. Treasury debt, and then the U.S. Treasury give them a little drip on top of the T-bills. But then when they need to reallocate, they have to sell off the bonds to allocate the money moving forward. But it's still more money is coming out of the system than going into the system. And do I have a solution for this? No. But what I'm just explaining to you of why they're saying that in the media. They're saying that the system is broken because the system mathematically is broken. It's been broken for years. And again, this has nothing to do with Doge. This has nothing to do with undocumented workers. This doesn't have to do with any of those things. Those things just make the problem worse. So hopefully in this video, now you understand it's not a partisan issue. It's simply a math problem. We don't have enough money in the system. And I'm not saying get rid of Social Security. I hate the fact that people work their butts off for 45, 50 years, and then now they got to live in poverty. I think the system should be better. I think the older generation should be taken care of. But I can't sit here and lie and act like the math is mathing, because it's not. And that is the real reason that the Social Security system is broken. I hope that gave you more insight on how the system works. But with all that said, please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.